Miss Sophie found something to bark at. And I think she's done now. Of course, when I tried to film. Welcome to the start of week 2 of the Read Everyday Challenge hosted by the American Cancer Society. So this week our book is going to be Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. Now this doesn't really, I wouldn't say this is like a Halloween-y spooky book. I wanted to do paranormal romance just because I feel like the genre fits that fall Halloween season vibe. But this is the one that everyone picked. There was other like more spooky Halloween-y sort of options out there, but when I did the poll, this is one that was picked. So this is what I'm going to read. And I think the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse also gives you like, it feels fall to me. I don't know why, it feels fall. Yeah, so last week's went fairly well. If you watched my previous week's vlog, you know that it's a little bit of a day late. I finished Home Before Dark on Sunday evening, and then I started this one, today's Tuesday by the way, I started this one yesterday on Monday, and I read about 60 pages, so I read for about, this is about 20 minutes worth. Yeah, is that, no, that's not right. No. I didn't time so I have 16 minutes timed and I got to page 20. So I read 40 more pages after that. Like I have, if you look at the app, the Bookmori app, this is what I like. I don't know if you can see on this screen. There's a glare. But on the screen, you can see like on Bookmori, you can do timed. You can put in as much at times as you want, or you can just time and read until you stop, and then it keeps track of it. So I really like this app for that purpose specifically. But I am 60 pages into this. I did the math. If I read 60 pages a day, I will be finished with this book by Saturday. So that is the goal, 60 pages or more a day. It's interesting so far. When I think of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I also think like historic value, like older. It's gonna be set in like a not medieval period, but like an older time period. Also like kind of like a medieval fantasy sort of setting. This actually feels modern day, but the apocalypse is happening, or is in like it's kind of like it's after the Horsemen have come through, at least the United States, the country. I don't know if they've been through the world. Excuse me, but they've been through the US, all 4 of them, and then they disappeared. And now for some reason Pestilence is back. We don't know why he's come back yet. But our heroine, what's her name? Sarah. I should remember that because that's my name. Our heroine Sarah is tasked with killing him, and she tries to kill him, but obviously he's unkillable for the most part, and he regenerates and then takes her prisoner, and so far that's what's happened. He's been like dragging her around wherever behind his horse, and anytime, so they stayed at like a farmhouse, and anytime he's like near somebody, they get the plague, because pestilence is the plague. And except her, so far she's been with him for like 2 days, perhaps 2 or 3 days, and hasn't gotten any symptoms or anything. And meanwhile, people that they've been staying with for less time have died already. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. Not a whole lot's happening. We don't really know what's really going on, what their plans are, anything like that. So it's still early days in the book, but like I said, it's interesting, entertaining. So there's that. What else? Today's Prime Day, by the way. It is the 11th, or sorry, it's the 10th. Prime Day is the 10th and 11th. I did not get anything yet for Prime Day. I don't usually like looking on my phone because it's a little bit harder to navigate. I feel like, personally, the Amazon app on the phone than it is on the computer. If you watch my book haul, my huge book haul that I just did, you'll know that last Prime Day I got quite a few books, mostly to complete like my collections and stuff. See, I closed the curtain and now it's dark in here. And so far it looks like they're like the same books that were on last Prime Day, and I've never really done that. I think that was the last Prime Day, or that was the first Prime Day like I really did, was the last one that they had. So I don't know if that is usually the same stuff or what. So yeah, I'm gonna probably end up going through this again. Oh, I got a bigger fire tablet. I actually, it was like $70, and it comes with, so it's the big Kindle Fire tablet, and you can get like the removable keyboard, which is what I mostly wanted. I wanted the keyboard, the portable keyboard to go with it because like when I travel on long trips and stuff, I like to be able to, I like a keyboard. I am not one of those people that I hate typing on my phone. It makes me so like annoyed. I type faster with a keyboard, like when I can actually like type. So I like it better. Anyway, that's what I bought last Prime Day. So this one I'm gonna take a few minutes here once I'm done with this opening for this vlog to update. Now this vlog most likely was going to be longer than last week's. I'm going to tell you that right now because there is more stuff going on this week. Primarily on Saturday we're going to Sleepy Hollow, New York, which I mentioned in my previous video is about 2 hours away. And we're going to spend Saturday there. So I intend to, since I'm in the vlogging mood now, I intend to bring my camera with me and vlog what I can. So be prepared for that. If I don't do any other updates on reading, the bulk of this is probably going to be our time in Sleepy Hollow. And depending on if it ends up being too long, I might do a completely separate Sleepy Hollow vlog and make that a separate video. But we'll see how the week goes and how these updates go this week. Because I'm already talking longer in this first update than I did the first update in the last video, so we might be back, baby. I don't know. But that's it. That's gonna be it for me. I don't know what my plans are this afternoon. It's 2:30 right now, which it feels so much later in the fall. It just feels so much later. I'm probably gonna scope through Amazon for a little bit and then maybe read a little bit, and we'll see. I did do a little bit of writing yesterday for the first time in like forever. So I don't know, we'll see how the evening unfolds. Tomorrow I have my paint and sip I'm gonna go to. It's for like a haunted house paint and sip. I don't know, I'll show you guys if I remember. I'll give you guys a little bit of footage of that. All right, I'll talk to you guys in another update. So, I have not done an update all week. It is currently 7 o'clock on Friday night, so I'm gonna do an update now. And I think most of this vlog is probably going to be footage from Sleepy Hollow, assuming I film anything. I anticipate bringing my camera, but it's supposed to rain, and I don't know why my hair looks so weird in this angle. I don't know. Anyway, I got some updates, some things to share, I suppose. So first off, am probably like 2/3 of the way through Pestilence. I still have to read at least 50 plus pages tonight to kind of get where I wanted to be throughout the week to read my page count for the day. I got a little bit behind the last couple days, so I have to like make up for it now because tomorrow is the last day of the week, and then Sunday we'll start the new week and a new book, which I don't really know what it is right now. I don't think I've gotten any votes for anything, so I may end up having to just pick one. But we'll see what happens on Sunday. So I'm enjoying this. It's kind of like, I feel like there's like not a lot happening, but I'm not mad about it. Like I'm just having an entertaining time, just kind of literally roaming around the country with Pestilence and Sarah, invading people's homes and just kind of like, because he's not human. He takes on a human, he's Plague. It's not even a he, they, I suppose, it is Plague, and because they're on Earth, they take on the human form to make it easier for humans to kind of understand and, you know, see him, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's interesting, their dynamic, because like she's aware that like, okay, he's not actually like a man, but damn, he's hot. So, and because he's in a corporeal body, corporeal, I guess is what you would say, he's in an actual like physical body, he's starting to like kind of manifest emotions and like start to feel things. So it's getting a little bit more complicated. You see the I'm always looking at myself half the time when I'm filming these, so I really don't see things in the background until I'm editing. But I just noticed Brina hopped up there and Amber is being nosy as usual. I definitely have more animals than what you guys will often see on camera because most of them hide a lot, especially from Amber. She doesn't mind cats, but they don't like her. So yeah, except for the select few. um, so yeah, anywho, it's entertaining. It's a fun time. You can tell it's definitely a first book, although you're really not learning a whole lot. Like, Sarah's trying to ask questions and like kind of figure out how this whole deal works and like, is God real and like what's going on. But Pestilence is a little bit kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say reluctant to tell her. It's just like he can't tell her, mostly because like it's just not allowed. Like, humans aren't supposed to know these things about the universe, and it's also some of the stuff is like you won't understand because you are a mere mortal. So it's interesting. I'm very, very curious to see how the stories go with the other three horsemen, because like there are 4 books in this series. You get War, Famine, and Death as well, have their stories. So I'm really, really curious to see how those stories go. But just because of this one, it's just like they're just roaming the world. Well, he is right now roaming the world, he's the first horseman until he's called back, until his time is up. It's just him roaming around the world with her. So I'm just curious to see how the other ones come into play in the other books. But so that's that. I'm hopefully definitely gonna finish this. I don't know if I should have time to finish this tomorrow, because I know we're going to Sleepy Hollow like most of the day, but we have to be home, by at least 6 o'clock to take care of the dogs and stuff. So I don't want to be we don't have anyone to come take care of them. So we have to be back within like a timely manner to make sure that they get let out and eat and stuff. So it's not going to be a very, very long day. But I think we're going to just try to cram a lot into a short amount of time. So we'll see how things go. But overall, I should have time to definitely finish this tomorrow. Hopefully, unless we get pulled into a big Fortnite thing like we did last Saturday night, and when we stayed up playing Fortnite till like midnight. So yeah, so there was that. And then I mentioned in my previous clip that on Wednesday I was going to a paint and sip. So I did do the paint and sip. And it was a haunted house black and white theme. So here's my painting. I can't even get it into frame. But it definitely looks way better in like a camera than it does in person. But yeah, so I'm like, I love doing these. I think they're so fun, and I love the artist's like style of like, because I have a couple of these. I'm going to show you all the ones I've done with this particular artist. But I just like her style of like the colors. I like the ombre colors, and I love it. It's really fun. It makes me really want to break out my painting, like my paints and my own canvases, and get like into painting again. I used to do a lot of oils when I was like a kid. I had a great aunt, I believe is what she was, who was into painting and got me into it. Oils, however, though, I've found over the years, they're just too, not complicated, but they're just like a little bit too much for me to like personally want to deal with. They take forever to dry, and there's just a lot of like, I feel like a lot of like maintenance going into the oils. And oils are way more expensive. So I do still have my oil paints, but I couldn't tell you last time I broke them out. The acrylics, though, I do use quite a bit more when I'm feeling in the mood. But so I did another paint and sip with her like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I love doing the Halloween ones because I like the Halloween themes. They're just fun to me. But this was the other one we did a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you like the color. The lighting in here doesn't really do it a whole lot of justice, unfortunately. It's really dark in here. But it goes from like a light blue to like a deep, deep purple in the corners there. And I like her style with like the shadow. This was a stencil. I should say that. This was a stencil. The house, this was not. This was free-handed. The house was free-handed. The bats were a stencil. And then the cat, I had her draw for me because I'm really bad at doing proportions. So, but yeah, the rest of it that was me. So the first ever one I did with her was about, I think it was definitely pre-COVID, I'm pretty sure. Or it was 2021. No, it was pre-COVID because my mom was with me. She went with me and we did it with a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, and we did it like November or something like that. So this was that one. Again, you can't really see it, but it goes to like a light blue to like a dark blue. And there's like a, yeah, it's faded. Again, this is a stencil. This was a stencil. Jack was a stencil. This was a stencil. I did zero freehand. He's not the greatest. Okay, it doesn't look that great. And I did the trees freehand as well. Like, I'm not an artist. I wouldn't classify myself as an artist in the sense of visual art. I definitely think I'm an artist in the sense of like writing, just because I do it like, I consider writing a form of art. So yeah, so those are the 3 paint and sips I did. I just wanted to share them with you guys. Last but not least, and then I'll be done. Since this whole reading challenge that I've been doing these vlogs for is from the American Cancer Society, you do get a t-shirt for participating. So when you participate and you set up your fundraiser on your Facebook, you can they send you a link where you can order a t-shirt. So this is my first time ever doing this. Again, the lighting, I'm so sorry, the lighting is so bad. So we got the American Cancer Society Every Cancer Ever. It's just a t-shirt from them. We love a free t-shirt, you know. But so there's that I got in the mail today. I was wondering what it was. Like, it looked like an Amazon package, and I'm like, I definitely didn't order anything from Amazon. Not lately anyway. I got my stuff that I ordered already. Anyway, yeah, that was a weird rambly update, but I hadn't updated since the first I started this vlog, so I figured I should fill a little bit of something in to give you guys some content, something. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like I said, it's Friday night. I played a little bit of Fortnite. I watched one episode of Yellowstone and read. I read probably about an hour and a half so far today. Again, I have been reading every day. I keep saying this because I don't update. I had intentions of updating every day, even just clips of me popping in and saying, oh, I read for 20 minutes. I haven't been doing that, but I have been reading every day. I promise you, I swear to God, I promise you I have been reading every day. I'm not just saying that. But yeah, I think so far about an hour and a half of reading in today, and I'll probably get another half an hour at least, half an hour to an hour more tonight before I stop for today, and then hopefully finish this tomorrow. And hopefully I get a book picked before Sunday. If not, I'm just going to have to pick one, and that's going to be that. But the poll, I mean, at this point, by the time you see this video, the poll would have been finished already. But the poll's been up since I've been posting them every Wednesday. So, yeah. All right. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to go, I don't know, I might read a little bit right now. I don't know if I want to read right now. I might play a game of Fortnite or two, since I did put it on my computer, which I'm finding I like it a lot better on the computer, just because of my proximity to the screen. And you can hook up the PS5 controller via USB to the computer and play with the controller, so you don't have to necessarily learn the keyboard keys, which I really like. Excuse me. So maybe I'll do a game of that and then get back into reading. But yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow to close this out. Hello. I honestly don't remember where I was in my reading in my last update. I don't think I was very far. I still don't think I am very far from that one. I'm currently on page 254 of Pestilence. So I've got about a little over 100 pages left to read, which hopefully I will get that finished preferably today, but we'll see what happens. I did mention in my previous clip that I most likely will be having my Sleepy Hollow. I said I was going to have my Sleepy Hollow footage in this vlog. I have quite a lot of it, and I actually wanted to do something a little bit more fun with editing with it, so I think Sleepy Hollow is actually going to be its own separate video. I do have quite a lot of footage. We did go to Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. We went to Washington Irving's house. We did a tour of the Lyndhurst grounds. I tried to get inside, tickets for inside the estate, but they were all sold out and booked up, so we weren't able to do that. And there was just some other like random footage. So I do have quite a lot of it. I've gotten it on my computer. I haven't really composed it to see how much actual time it's going to take. But I know it's going to definitely be a lot more than, it'll make this video like twice as long. And I think there's enough there to make it its own separate video. Plus I want to do something a little bit fun with like voiceover for that. So that's going to be coming, I don't know when, hopefully around Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, hopefully Halloween, around Halloween, somewhere like that. If not beforehand. So we'll see. We'll see how my editing goes. I'm actually going to start trying to do some voiceover for it right now while I have a little bit of time. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully that works out, and then I'll read some. But I think that's it for my update right now, I guess. We did pick the new book for the new week. Technically, it is the new week. But shh, we're not going to say that. So the book for that I was going to be reading for next week, or I guess this week, is Feral by James DeMonico and B.K. Evanson. Now, this is a Blumhouse book. But like Blumhouse, the production company that does like horror movies. I didn't know they did books. But apparently they do. So this one is, I guess, is kind of like, I don't know if they're zombie. They call them ferals. I guess there was some kind of like airborne pathogen that was released that like altered the genetics of men and made them feral. I don't know. We'll see. It's not very long. It's like just barely 300 pages. So that's going to be the update for right now. It was just a quick little check-in with you guys, and just to let you know that the reason the Sleepy Hollow footage isn't here is because I've decided to do a separate video for it. So you can look forward to that hopefully coming out preferably before the end of the month, but we'll see how my editing goes, like I said. So, all right. I think the last update I'm going to do for this will be when I finish Pestilence, and we'll see when that is. But I will talk to you guys a little bit later. On one side of the church extends a wide woody dell, along which raves a large brook among broken rocks and The sequestered situation of this church seems always to have made it a favorite haunt of troubled spirits. It stands on a knoll surrounded by locust trees and lofty elms, from among which its decent whitewashed walls shine modestly forth, like Christian purity beaming. It's Wednesday of week 3. If you couldn't tell, I got a little bit behind with you know, my reading, but I did finally finish Pestilence. I'm giving this 4 stars. I feel like it's probably closer to like a 3, would make it like a 3.5. I'm glad I finally did read it. It's been one of the books that's been on my TBR for a really long time. And it finally got me, you know, now that I read the first book, I'm like, okay, now I can like get really into reading the other 3 in the series. And I'm hoping there's a little bit more that happens. Like, it was interesting for what it was the start of like a first book of a series. The apocalypse is happening or has happened now. The horsemen are like coming back. Like humans have a chance to redeem themselves, but if they don't, then the next horseman comes and it takes his turn, you know. So Pestilence is the first one, spreading his plague. He meets Sarah Burns, who tries to kill him, and he ends up taking her prisoner and travels around with her, and that's pretty much all that happens. The humans that are still have alive at the time, you know, they try to attack him and kill him, which he's unkillable, obviously, because he's a thing made from God. So he gets injured, hurt, is like out of commission for a while. Then it's her, she gets injured, and he takes care of her, and it's like this is pretty much what happens throughout the whole book. And along the way, he's learning, you know, about feeling. He's catching feelings. He's falling in love with this human girl. She's falling in love with him. It's just, that's pretty much what it is. And they have a happily ever after. I guess I'd be happy for now. I mean, it ends on like a happy note, but then like the epilogue comes and it sets up for book 2, which is war. So like they have a happy ever after for like an extended period of time, and then war comes. So now I'm curious to see how that affects this couple. I'm assuming War is going to have his own love interest. But I'm just curious to see how it affects, you know, the couples, each couple throughout the book, just because they, you know, they're horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's curious. I'm actually really most interested in Death's book, because I've always had this fascination with the, I don't want to say character, but like the being of death, reapers, even from supernatural days, like the reaper, Satan, not Satan, but like, you know what I mean, like Lucifer, death, like that kind of stuff, just like the characters, how people do the characters of them, if that makes absolutely any sense. As a writer myself, I like to write characters of death, just because they're death, like they're just such intriguing to me. Anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, like there was really not a lot that stuff happened, but like it wasn't anything like hardcore. Like I expect war and probably death to be. Famine, I don't know. I think famine would be kind of similar to pestilence in some ways. But we'll see. I don't know when I'm gonna get to the rest of the books in this series, because I do have to finish out October, reading spooky books for October, and then we'll see where I'm at once November hits. I can tell you right now, I've mentioned this before, that I'm not a Christmas book per holiday book person. I really don't care. So most likely I might go back into my small town stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll pick up more of this. I really don't know. We'll see where the mood takes me. But that's finally going to be the end of this week's vlog. Technically last week's vlog, it's supposed to be. I don't know when this is going up. I usually try to get these up on Mondays. Clearly that only worked twice or once so far. But it's still early enough that I don't know. Maybe I'll edit this tonight. I might wait till tomorrow. I hope to definitely get it up before the weekend. You'll find out whether that happens or not when you're seeing this. I also need to get up the poll for the next book. So this week's book, technically it's this week, I have to read is Feral, which I believe I did mention before. I forget. It's been a few days since I did an update. So I'm going to pick up this next. And then the poll that I'm going to put now is going to be, I think, the last book. Possibly. So technically I should be done with Feral on Saturday. It is Wednesday right now. I don't know if that'll happen depending on how things go. So the 31st is actually on a Tuesday. So either this book and the next book are going to be up. I'm allowed to let them go over to fill up those extra 3 days in the week. Or I'll pick something else to read for the last few days of the month. Again, we'll have to see how this all plays out. But Feral's the next book that I'm going to pick up, and then I need to put the poll up for the book after that, which would theoretically be the last book of the challenge. But we shall see. I also don't even know what books. I know for sure there's two. I think there's two that I know for sure I want to put on my poll. So I need to find 2 more to fill in. But yeah. So, all right. I guess that's it for this week's vlog. And like I said, and I also mentioned the Sleepy Hollow will be coming at some point, hopefully by hopefully by the Halloween, if not on Halloween. Well, so that's the goal. The goal for the Sleepy Hollow vlog is on Halloween. So hopefully that works out. All right. But that's going to be it for me in this video. And I hope everyone's reading is going well this month. Mine's doing okay. It started out really well, and then I kind of slipped a little bit, but I'm still reading every day, even if it's just a chapter. So I hope you guys have been as well. I hope you've been finding some really fun Halloween books to read, and I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!